that is going to take 5 days in Bujumbura. We have to decide where we're going to go next, because we are trying to strengthening the EAC diaspora desk role, which is already there, and we want to contribute as the leaders of the diaspora. We want to make sure we're able to contributing in the East Africa government to make sure they are all the same page and connect. Normally, that is all about the event, and we want to make sure, most importantly, we create a platform to discuss various ways of processes of establishing a harmonized and coherent approach to the diaspora engagement among East African citizens. That is all about the East Africa Diaspora Summit Trade to Burundi.
Thank you so much, my brother, for giving an insight on the upcoming summit. So let's go to ask Mr. Jean-Marie. There is a question here we really want you to highlight and tell us exactly how the diaspora is basically going to tackle it. But before we go there, I would love Mr. Alec at least to expound a little bit what is OVC, because I really need the world, first of all, to understand about One Voice Consortium. So please, Mr. Alex, before we bring in Mr. Jean-Marie, please can you elaborate a little bit about OVC? Go ahead.
So in short term, OVC is a global networking among the diasporas. So how do we network? We bring expertise together in different fields, and we bring them together and form an umbrella. So actually, basically, OVC is an umbrella of small communities in diaspora, and we represent different groups like in technology, we represent in engineering, we represent even food preservation, which Mr. Dr. Cure is dealing in Kenya. So once we come together, we are collaborating in innovation, inclusive with development that uplifts the communities both locally and globally. So right now what we are doing here, we are trying to network to make sure that the Burundian summit can be successful, and we can network and make sure that we are efficiently in East Africa to make sure that everything that we do is well received from locally to internationally as diasporans.
Thank you so much, Brother Alex. So let's go directly now to my brother Jean-Marie Kagabo. What is the role of technology in bridging gaps between diaspora and home communities?
Thank you so much for giving me this time to explain about technology. The technology plays a crucial role in bridging the gap between the diaspora and the home communities in several meaningful ways. First of all, I'm going to say about the communication and the connection. In the connection with our back home community, I can give example of Facebook, Instagram, X, etc. They enable the real-time communication, keeping families and friends emotionally connected across the globe. Video calls and messaging apps make it easier to share every day, reducing the feeling of isolation. The secondary, I can say, the cultural preservation. On cultural preservation, the technology allows diaspora communities to access local news, music, language, and traditional from home, helping preserve identity. Platforms like YouTube and community websites features traditional stories, dances, and cultural practice. The third, I want to say, economic empowerment. Diaspora members can invest in business, agriculture, real estate, and education back home through online banking. Education, it helps education plays a good role in education and knowledge transfer. The virtual classroom and online mentoring enable skilled diaspora professionals to train and mentor you in their home countries. E-learning platform makes it possible to share education resources, workshops, and seminars remotely. The fifth, I can say, advocacy and civic engagement. Technology enables the diaspora to organize around issues, offering informed communities, advocate for policy changes, and mobilize for real or development projects. Platforms like Zoom and webinars create virtual spaces for dialogue and collaboration. The last 20 hours, I can say business and trade. The technology also play a role in the business and trade, like e-commerce, logistics, and digital market space, allow for entrepreneurs to sell local products internationally or import goods into the host countries. Technology enables virtual collaboration with suppliers, farmers, and the artisans back home. That's what I can say. The how the technology bridge, playing bridge gap between diaspora and home countries.
Thank you so much, my brother, for that elaborate explanation. So let's now go back to my brother Samuel Ndayiragije. I'm trying my level best to ensure that at least I get these names.
You're doing great. You're doing
Thank
great
you so
far.
much. I appreciate that one. So how have you and the organization that you are part of engaged in advancing the concept of enhancing cooperation on diaspora matters, and what are the challenges and achievements in this particular area?
Thank you very much. First of all, as the president of the Burundian diaspora, and also being one of East African community citizen, I have already achieved a lot, and we tried to create the network in East Africa to make sure, when I'm saying I'm the president of the Burundi diaspora worldwide, I used to be the president of the diaspora in the US. Kagabo knows. Jamari Kagabo, he knows. So, which means it's not really something we just started. It's something that we've been working on for a long time. So, in Arizona, where I live, we used to have a platform of the East Africa diaspora leaders. So, what I'm saying here is that we initiated a lot of initiatives, and in Burundi, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, we have the office in charge of the diaspora, which means locally in Burundi, the government, they understand the role of the diaspora in development of Burundi, especially as Burundi has a mission, a vision, which is a 2040, 2060 vision. And the diaspora has the role that diaspora has to play to make sure we get that vision a reality. And another thing is we're trying to do a pan-diaspora platforms. That's why, for example, we are creating this East Africa Diaspora Summit for the first time. We initiate this why we want to make sure the voices of the leaders of the diaspora, wherever they are in the world, they are able to meet and collaborate and talk about the countries back home. So it is really what we're trying to do as making sure there is cooperations between the diaspora leaders on the government of East Africa. And another thing is we're trying to get diaspora partnership with the government. That's why, for example, for this time, we are organizing this East Africa Diaspora Summit. We're trying to collaborate with the government of Burundi, even making sure the government of Burundi is helping us to gain collaborations with the East Africa. For example, the Secretary General of East Africa has been contacted to make sure they are aware of what we're doing, and to make sure they're calling and informing the member of the East Africa, to make sure they are telling the diaspora members to come to Bujumbura August 4th to August 8th. And another thing is the civic and the cultural engagement. As you know, being a leader of the diaspora means a lot. We're trying to do what we can to make sure we're putting together Burundians and other people through culture and the civic activities, reminding them who they are and where they are, what they need to do, and how they can go back and invest home. So that's what we've been doing. And so far, if you ask the challenges, there is a challenge. Yes, of course. First of all, we don't understand the meaning of the diaspora. Most of the people, they don't. The first challenge is to make sure everyone is aware of the word of the diaspora. How do we use it? And how do we live as a diaspora members? And how are we connected with our motherland? So this is a big issue, because when we're calling everyone to go back home, because they don't understand our understanding, is the challenge. But there is another challenge, institutional capacity. Here I'm saying there is a limited institutional capacity, which means, for example, most of the diasporas in the East Africa are not recognized by the government, for example. Some of countries where everyone is saying we're trying to do something to develop back home, to develop our countries, but our government is a challenge. That's why we're calling everybody, or people from East Africa, the diaspora leaders, to meet so we can talk about the challenges we've been facing. Another challenge is where we live in the diaspora, different countries. Our people are still suffering. Our people, they do have a lot of issues, but we are not able to resolve those issues and find a solution until we come together as the leaders of East Africa. That is one of the reasons we said we do have the East Africa leaders, and they meet every year, and they are organized. There is the leader of the East Africa every year, but we don't have the East African diaspora that is strong, that is connected, that is really working on an objective or a vision of one of our countries. That's why we said each country in East Africa, they do have a vision. Even African Union, they have their own vision to achieve. But we, the members of the diaspora, being in the diaspora, what is our contribution? What are we doing to support the visions of the East African countries? For example, there is what they said in East Africa, 1 to 2 years, we're going to have the common market, the currency. But is that happening? Why is it not? But again, what is politics? What is the putting together the diaspora of East Africa, where every citizen from East Africa, for example, you are in the US, you are facing problem. Not only Burundians advocating, but we will see Ben from Kenya, and the other one is saying the same thing for the issues the people from East Africa are facing. So far, we do have a lot of to do. That's why I'm calling everybody, everyone who's a leader in the diaspora. If you are a leader of a community, a leader of the diaspora, if you are an investor, entrepreneur, we really want you to be in Burundi from August 4th to 8th, so we can spend 5 days, 5 consecutive days, talking about the diaspora in the East Africa and potential opportunities to invest in Burundi, Kenya, Tanzania, Congo, all those countries. For the first time, this summit is going to be in Burundi, but next year is going to be in another country. So we want to make sure there is that mutual collaboration and making sure all leaders of the diaspora from East Africa, we are connected as one and have one voice to defend the interests of ourselves, our family, our communities, our diaspora, and our East Africa. Thank you.
Audio. Okay, thank you so much for that wonderful deliberation. My question to add on top of what you really tried to explain or to tell us today are those opportunities, are those opportunities having a roadmap on how to achieve them? Because like an investor, if I come to Burundi, how can I manage to get the Minister for Industry or for Development so that I can lay out my plan? Is the investment opportunities well defined so that if there is an investor who is coming to invest in Burundi can really have a wonderful draft that he can basically go through, and then from there he can make a decision on whether to invest or not to invest? Mr. Sami.
Yes. The government of Burundi has already its own roadmap, and the presidency, an agency in charge of development, and we have another agency that is called the ADB, office in charge of supporting and encouraging all Burundians or investors to invest in Burundi, and they support them from scratch. So, which means there is any problem for anyone willing to invest in Burundi. So the government of Burundi is ready to support them, encouraging them to come and invest. So, which means you should not face any problem when you're willing to invest in Burundi, because the government is there helping you. And we, as members of the diaspora as well, we have our own role and our own responsibilities. That's why we're calling you as a member of the diaspora to come in Burundi and see what are opportunities available in Burundi and what are the challenges. So the challenges, I cannot say there is any challenge in Burundi if you want to invest. The government is ready, and we are ready to help whoever is willing to invest in Burundi.
Thank you so much. And maybe I'm pushing you too hard, but these are some of the questions the diaspora actually wants to understand. We are really happy to hear that in Burundi, the government is really working so closely with the diaspora so that if anyone is coming to invest, things can actually be streamlined so well. So give us the particular areas. Go ahead.
That's why, Mr. Ben, I'm saying, whoever is willing to come, remember, we are going to be there for 5 days. And it's going to be business-to-business meeting. For example, you say, I just need to meet Minister of Commerce, for example.
Yes.
So we just need to know ahead of time, and we can arrange that meeting with you. So it's up to you if you need one B2B business, or if you just want to be other leaders of the diaspora or other investors. But if you have a specific investment that you want to talk about and they need to meet one of the officials of the Burundi government, ready to connect and help.
Wonderful.
So we just need to know ahead of time who is willing to meet who and why. And then
Thank you so much.
Them. So,
thank you. And my other question is straightforward. Do you have critical or specific areas you want the diaspora or any other investor would love to look into when they want to invest in Burundi? Please go ahead.
Yes, there is a lot. The government of Burundi has put in place a book that is helping investors to know areas where the government needs more help in other sectors. So, which means I don't have that book with me, but I can share that later. Maybe whoever is listening, I can share the link in comments where they can find all those informations they need, or the contact of the good contacted person they can contact about the investment in Burundi. So, vividly saying, Burundi is a good country where all investment are almost 100% welcomed. So you should not be worried why this is acceptable or not. Everything is acceptable, and I think even if we do have some investment already going on, but the Burundi still need more investment.
Thank you so much. So let me now push this question to Mr. Jean-Marie Kagabo. Mr. Jean-Marie, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
But Ben, I want to say something before I may say something. For example, in tourism,
yes,
we need investment in tourism. Whoever is willing to invest in tourism, that is the area where we need to have a 5-star hotels. We need to have big auditoriums, and we need to for digitalization. Anyone need, Burundi is not digitalized yet, so that is another area where investment are come, and in this industrialization as well.
Okay,
if you have an industry in Kenya, Uganda, where and you need to transfer or you need to extend your business in Burundi, you are 100% welcomed. So Burundi is a lady, is ready to receive all investors.
Wonderful. Thank you. Let me push now this question to Mr. Jean-Marie Kagabo. It's also about Burundi. There are specific questions, but this is basically coming from the studio itself. Your brother Samuel has really explicitly described how the government is really very ready to welcome investors. So from your own perspective, for investors who you have actually worked with or known in the couple of years you've been in the US, or when you go back to Burundi, do we have some corruption related cases which is really making people not to invest, or right now in Burundi things are actually streamlined and things can really move very fast? Sorry, we don't hear you. Go ahead.
Corruption.
Go ahead.
So corruption can be as anywhere else in Africa, as you know, especially for those who've been investing in Burundi from diaspora. The issue, Mara, is about the way we do, or the way they've been doing. Most of the time, it involves our families. That's how, like diaspora, they get roles and they have issue to have the capital come back, or the. So about government, it's something they already been trying to fix, because when you try to open a company or business over there, it's been some issues to start. But now we've been talking to the government, something they already said. I think everything will be good.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, my brother. That is really wonderful, and I appreciate you explaining and elaborating on that. Now we are going back to my brother Alex. We need Alex now to a little bit expound more on how can the diaspora, or how can we transform the lives of diaspora community and those back home in East and Central Africa, and what do we lack, and what are the solutions? As a consultant, Mr. Alex, I've known you for some time. You are really, you are a strategic guy. You are a guy with lots of strategy in your brain. So how can we help to transform the lives of the diaspora community? Go ahead.
Thank you so much for that beautiful question. First of all, what is transformation? Transformation is to change, to move away from what you've been doing or what you have known about Africa. We have what is Africa associated with? Diseases, hunger, war, corruption. These are the major things that we know Africa is associated with. And whenever you open a TV or anything, you hear that. So how do we transform or change that to become sustainability, especially with the food and shelter? Having said what we are associated with, that's our stigma. Now we need to find a way how to move away from that and come to what exactly sustainable food and shelter. And this is why the OVC is coming in what we call global networking. Now, how do we change? Now we are transforming. We are coming together as brothers from East Africa. And now I know Jean-Marie Kagabo. I never knew somebody from Burundi. I never knew somebody from Burundi, also Samuel Ndagayire Gwe. Now they know my name as Alex Inyaga. You see, it's already a network where we are. And look at it at the same time. We are far. You are in Kentucky. He is far. You, Mr. Ben, you are in Minnesota. I am here in Boston. So you see, networking has brought us together as a diasporians through global networking, which is OVC. Now, there's the second question that you brought into it, which is how do the East African community gain from this? Now, through this networking, we know our stigma. Now we want to change. We are now evolving with the innovation. Innovation is coming in, and that's how we are gaining through the funds, through communication. Now we have here the radio TV, KDTRV, now is giving out, sending out information. And this is how we are going to develop, and that's how we are going to change. And then the next question that comes, what do we lack? Knowledge, basic knowledge. You know, we're just going, what do Kenyans want? What do the Burundians want? What do Ugandans want? What do the Tanzanians want? Information and technology is so grateful, is so needful. What we are doing right now is information. You see, we lack, sometimes you heard my brother here, Gene, say, or Mr. Samuel say they need somebody in technology. Or maybe Kenyans are good at that. Maybe we don't know what the Tanzanians are good at. So now with the French, we are mixing English, we are mixing now Swahili. Maybe something is going to be born out that we're all going to share. Another thing that personnel, you know, we don't have those experienced personnel. That's what also we lack. And that's where people like engineer, like Ben coming in, and they're helping up. How do we build engineers for East Africa? Just not for you to start something that can fail. How do we bring up engineers? That's something also we are lacking, understanding, basic understanding. How do we understand people from Burundi and people from East Africa, from Kenya, Rwanda, Tanzania? How do we come together? How do we understand together? So if we can bring that common goal through OVC, global networking, we are succeeding. We are going forward. And part of the solutions that we need to do is the OVC. We have just begun. The dream is here. We are beginning, we're on the road, and we are moving. So the OVCs bring up different people. And you can see right now we have here Jay, we have here Ben, we have here Samuel. So that's part of the solution. How do we share? What do you lack? What do you want? You said we want people in Burundi to go and help and build in some few things here and there. So that's why we're here. How do we help? How do we solve? We come together, we come to the table, we form a committee, and then we solve it. Global networking. We are also networking where we are. Now, Jean can ask, hey, Mr. Alex, what do you have there? What can we share? Or you can ask Mr. Kibeto, you are an engineer. How can we get some engineers? We want the roads to be constructed. We have mining. So in fact, Samuel, you forgot to mention, one of the things that they are lacking there also is a mining. And they're looking for miners. How can we form a group that can go there and help in mining? He forgot to mention about bananas. I see there are bananas rotting up and there, and Kenyans are looking for bananas all over. So you see, how do we transport these bananas to the market in Kenya where there is availability of market? So OVC is doing this. OVCs bring together. OVC is in network. Once we network, we bring together. We are going to improve the society. We are going to improve the communities. We are going to improve the diasporians. We are going to improve everything. And then above all, the experience and expertise. Once we have this experience and the expertise like Mr. Kibueto here and others coming together, we are going to conquer, we are going to make East Africa great, and we are going to build what you say we need these big bungalows, restaurants, and new technology, how to farm, new technology, how to build tourism, mining. I think I've answered your question into three parts, how we can
Thank you.
How we can transform, change from the narratives that this is a war area zone, hunger, diseases, to transform for sustainability of food and also shelter. We see basic, even education, even health. We see kids dying on the streets. We see people everywhere. That's the stigma we have. We need to remove that stigma. And thank you, Mr. Kibueto or Mr. Ben.
Thank you so much, my brother Alex, for expounding on that particular aspect on how the diaspora can mitigate and bring together the diaspora to move ahead and do various changes to ensure that we grow as a community, especially the East African community. Now, there is a question which going directly to Mr. Samuel Ndayiragije. I'm trying my level best. From this, after the conversation, I'll definitely want to know the exact meaning of Ndayiragije later on. And let me also forgive Mr. Alex for mispronouncing your Mr. Joe Marie Kagabo's first name. It's Joe Marie, not Jean. This is not English.
Jean Marie.
Joe,
Jean Marie.
not Jean. Not Jean. Joe. He's French.
Sorry about that.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You've been forgiven. So, Mr. Samuel, as one of the leaders together with the OVC that is trying to bring together or get the East African diaspora community leaders together and trying to do preparations for the summit, what is the travel, accommodation, local logistics and arrangements to make it it's a successful summit and a trade mission? And how many leaders or how many guests you are expecting in that particular summit?
Working on this to make sure they participate. But we as organizers, we will take care of them once they get in Bujumbura. So we provide transportation within Burundi, anywhere they go in Burundi. We have that transportation available for them. And we're going to provide meal, food for everybody who is coming. And then we are also going to provide hotels. We pay hotels for them, so they don't pay anything. So the only thing we want them to pay is the ticket. So pack your bag, get your book note, and they come.
Wow.
Everything we take care of them.
Wow.
Yeah, it's simple and easy. Burundi, we are the first in East Africa.
Wow.
When it's about hospitality,
wow.
Burundi were the first in East Africa. So we take care of you guys. We want to make sure you come and then spend the 5 days with us, and we take care of you.
Wow. That is so generous, man.
I think Alex, he understands what I'm talking about.
I'm starting to preach that one today. So KDR News is actually going to partner with you so that things can actually move forward so fast. Yeah. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
And now, can you be very specific on the places which delegates actually can visit while in tour on the 5 day, and how can we register for the summit?
That question goes to me, right?
Yes, that is to you, Mr. Samuel.
Oh, okay, cool. So we still developing our agenda to know exactly where are we. What you need to know now is we're trying to contact all diaspora leaders to make sure they are part of this. First, we need to know, what do you want to see in Burundi? So that's why we're saying it's too early to determine where we are going to visit. But we have a lot of touristic areas where we want you guys to go and see the beauty of Burundi. But we do have other sectors where we want investors to go and see. For example, the Lake Tanganyika, where we need touristic investors to come and see that beauty of the lake where people can invest. And we also have other activities that we're planning to do. A tour for all Burundi, all guests who are coming to, so they can know Burundi, what is Burundi, and what is the beauty of Burundi. But before I say too much, maybe next 2 weeks, we have our own agenda ready to share with everybody, because we're trying to contact one by one, country by country, diaspora by diaspora, so they can tell us what they're willing to see, so we can make sure that is included in what they're looking for.
Thank you so much, my brother. So,
can I interject there and ask a question?
Go ahead.
Mr. Samuel, I think the basic way before people come there, I want you to prepare in these sectors. There are people who like to invest in health. What do you want in health? What do you want expectations in health? Let's say, for example, what kind of technology? What do you want in health? What exactly is line up so that people who are coming there, they want to invest in health? What about education? What do you want exactly in education? What part can people invest into education? Tech companies. For example, I have a friend who wants to invest in tech. What exact areas? Because we don't want to compete when you're coming there, because when you want investors, what next? So you need to involve and say this is the tech construction. And then this is why we can assemble some big engineers, write a memorandum and hand it to us. Mining. So how do we deal with that? And then another thing is about tourism. You have talked about tourism. Can the government of Burundi give like 3 acres, 4 acres to investors if they can want to put there like a hotel or like a resort? Like I have like maybe 4 or 5 friends who can come up with the 4 million Kenya shillings and they want to put up a resort. So we are locating you this. So if in tourism, which me and Kibeto can come up with a little money here and there, we put a resort on that Lake Tanganyika where people can come and say, can be there. You get me right? So you take us to Lake Tanganyika. What next? So we are going to offer you these 3 acres, 4 acres, or we are giving you 5 acres, and these are our expectations. Can you build to this? And we are giving you like 5 years to put up to this direction. So if you're doing like that, so when we are coming in or when people are coming in, they are going to send their people. I have one person I'm going to send on tech and on tourism. I think me and Kibeto, we're going to join after we come to Lake Tanganyika. You give us 5-7 acres. We see if we can put something small. We like Nyamachoma and the Kenyans can come. You know, Kenyans love Nyamachoma. They can come there and they can burudika. Thank you so much. If you can answer those 4 sectors, will be great.
Thank you very much. I think, as I said before, Burundi has a lot of opportunities for investors. Those are willing to invest in Burundi, they have a lot of opportunity. So that's why I want them to come and see what we're saying is true or not. But for example, in education, we need development. So we need the people who can really come and say, you know, we're going to help the education in Burundi in this sector. And for health, we just need buildings, infrastructure, the technology, where we have a good technology in Burundi available that we don't have today. And for other activities, I think, as you said, if you come in Burundi, and then we are not going to show you the Lake Tanganyika only. So that's why we be with the proper ministry in charge of that, so they can show you this is what we have in Burundi available for you. This is the deal. You do this, you get this. It's a win-win deal. Remember, when we talk about trade mission, it's not only about to see Burundi and spend money in Burundi. No, no one is flying just Burundi. They're flying to come and see what is available in Burundi. And what is available is it depends on what is in your mind. What are you looking for? As long as for now we don't know how many are coming and what they're looking for, that's why we say when you come, you will be able to meet any minister you want to meet and ask the questions and they get the good answer. Not the answer from Samuel. Samuel is not the minister, but you may get a good answer from the government of Burundi. As an investor, you need to feel safe and secure to make sure your business, what you're planning to do, is going to work and your business is 100% protected. If you need MOU, Memorandum of Understanding, before you do anything, the government is going to be there and ready for you. So, which means those are willing to come. I'm going to tell you this. There is already the program that has put in place by the government of Burundi to help and support the new investors. For example, you're going to build something for 10 million Burundian USD. So the government can give you the land for free. So those are the opportunities available.
How about if you
so we know.
How about if you come in with the 5 million Kenya shillings?
I mean, I believe and trust that these are things which can be broken down and then from there you
I'm
can
just
see exactly what is
yeah.
happening. Yeah.
Now, I just need Mr. Alex to tell me how much is that in USD?
5 million. That is half
You
a
know, we don't
million.
use
Half a million. Half a
Kenyans
million.
in Burundi.
Yeah. 5 million. That
$500,000.
is 5 million, like 60,000. 60,000 US dollars. 60,000.
Okay, look,
Yes.
is also something important that can in Burundi. For example, it depends which sector are you going to invest in. For example, if you're planning to invest in agriculture, the government is 100% open for you. That money is enough to start investment in the Burundi in agriculture department. And you can own the land. You can get the land to start your business here. You just need to bring your capital and start. That's why I'm saying, once we meet in Bujumbura for 4 to 5 days, the government of Burundi is going to be there, available for you guys and answer those questions. So prepare, get ready, and then come.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
A question from Kenya. Can someone join the people from Nairobi while the people from here they join in the plane all the way to Bujumbura too?
Of course, that's what they are looking for. They are looking for
Okay.
investors, both diaspora and East Africa community. Am I right, Mr. Samuel?
Yes, if you have, remember, we say the diaspora leaders and investors.
Yeah.
So whoever has money
Yeah.
and is willing to invest in Burundi, those
Yeah.
are open.
Sure.
We want to make sure people, they come and see what is available in Burundi. And then we have professionals who are going to tell you, this is good for you or this is not. And you are going to decide after this summit.
Thank you so much. Let me take this question to Mr. Joe Marie Kagabo. I see is somebody who is in Kenya we call chummed with education because behind him are so many books. So let me focus now on technology because I'm a senior engineer by profession and I love doing wonderful stuff, especially in design and all that. Now in Burundi, do you guys actually have an engineering organization which ensures that if a building is being built in a city, in a given city, all the plans are actually followed, and if an engineer makes a mistake, that the engineering board is actually going to take action based on the government laws and regulations?
The construction here in Mong'are, everything's set as a country, and we see young people from everywhere, especially from Diaspora too. They are building over there a big projects. They are making big projects, and I believe the government have all strategy and all platform regarding the theft and safety for buildings. So whoever maybe is willing to be in real estate from everywhere, I believe he will be welcome and he will meet all the standards of the country. And that's what I believe.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, my brother. So what we're also requesting, based on what Alex also said, is that we need you to have a wonderful expo whereby before somebody actually comes to that particular summit, they can see, okay, if it is infrastructure, this is what the Burundi government wants. These are the incentives about land. If I want to come and have so many the Banyankole bulls or cows, okay, sorry, Banyankole is in Baganda, but they're your neighbors. And then looking down in health, okay, you need hospitals in Bujumbura, in local areas. You have doctors, you need doctors, so you need nurses. Looking down into these specifics will really help so many people to come down there, rather than just coming for, and then they are basically coming to see. So the best option is you have a wonderful homework you guys to do, write down everything, make sure it's really well documented, and ensure you can bring a guarantee. A guarantee means that you can bring the minister for commerce, industry, or technology, whatever you call them, agriculture and all that, so they can come and explain to the diaspora themselves that this is what we want the diaspora, the East African diaspora, or the African, or any investor who is coming to Burundi is going to expect if they come and invest in Burundi. And thank you very much for your government. I can actually tell you from KDRTV News that you guys have really done a wonderful job in ensuring that you welcome refugees, especially from Congo, who are really having a terrible time down there. But the Burundi government decided to take them in and are really helping them so much. The little which you are really offering our brothers from Congo, DR Congo, is really something which we really take with a passion. And thank you, President, thank you, government, for doing that, because without that, really, it's not really good for our people. So now my other question is going directly to the leadership now. How is the leadership structured from your end? How is it actually structured? You have the head, and then you have a secretariat. How does it actually work? This question goes to the Burundi Diaspora Chair, Mr. Samuel Ndayiragije.
The leadership structure, the diaspora leadership, government, which one are you talking about?
Yeah, the diaspora and the diaspora. We know the government. We know the president of Burundi. Yes, we know that.
So you're asking that. So I would like to, so there is no confusion.
Yes.
So the Burundian diaspora is well organized. First of all, the diaspora of Burundi is available globally in different countries in the world, and we're organized in different countries. We have the president, we have 3 committees in each country, which is the executive committee, and another committee in charge of supervision, and another one in charge of advising. So which means we are organizing in every country, and the global leader, which is me of today, is elected after 3 years. For example, I'm the new president of the Burundian diaspora, so the next election is going to be 2027. So I'm still exercising my first term, and I think my first year is going to end in July 31st. So which means the president is elected in a general assembly. For example, we're going to have our own assembly, general assembly, starting 25 to 27 of July. So where we meet all leaders from different countries, and they talk about our diaspora, our Burundi, and our families abroad and in Burundi, and the businesses and everything that concerns Burundi. So normally that's how we organize. We are working closely with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, where we have the Office of the Diaspora. Normally, we report to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, but we are also registered as a profit organization in Burundi, working under the Ministry of Corporation Development, which is in charge of non-profit organizations. That's what I can say about how we're organized. In everywhere in the world, we're organized, and we work closely to make sure the well-being of Burundians, wherever they are, as leaders, we are aware of what's happening and able to support and help them and guide them for anything that they're facing. Especially, our office is located in Bujumbura. We have 4 staff members working daily for the Burundian diaspora. That's how we're organized.
Thank you so much. That is very elaborate. We really needed to know how your structure is.
And all leaders,
yes.
All leaders, by the way, in different countries are elected as well. So we believe in democracy. We're working hard to make sure there is unity among Burundians. We're working hard to make sure they understand the power of unity wherever they are. So that's what we're working on.
Thank you so much. So in that particular unit, because in Kenya nowadays or in East Africa or in the world in general, they are talking about women. Do you have the women structured in that particular organization?
Yes, we have 16 commissions in the diaspora, and there is one for women, child and children and women commission. So we are very organized, and we are ready to work with other diaspora members. That's why I want to make sure we see Burundian is being more organized, but we need to collaborate with other diaspora to see how about Kenya, how about Tanzania, how about Uganda. So skills exchange, we need to get that to make sure we are strengthening our diasporas.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, my brother. So we've tried to discuss a little bit more. We don't really want to compact it so much. We'll definitely get some time so that you guys can come back and then elaborate a little bit more. Then you can bring your foreign affairs minister, you can bring the minister for industry for specific questions, because I would love to ask them very specific questions before people actually come down there, which is really a wonderful.
They will. But
Yes.
something important, the Burundi Investment Authority is going to be there as well.
Perfect.
So for whoever is willing to invest,
Yes.
even if they don't meet any minister, as long
Yes.
as they meet Burundi Investment Authority, they
Perfect.
are ready to go.
That is perfectly. That's why I'm saying you'll bring them over here so that we can actually have a candid conversation with them. Then they can give more specific answers. And you guys are doing a wonderful job. So in the next few minutes, can we now start to wrap up this particular conversation till next time? So I'll start from Mr. Alex Inyagwa. Please, in 2 minutes, if there is something we left out or there's a message you want to send out there to the East African diaspora, please, this is your time to wrap it up.
Interview. I would like to say this. Let us come together. We have a stigma, and as explained, the stigma, diseases, wars, hunger. Now we are coming out of that, and this is where we are going. I had asked the Secretariat of the Embassy of Burundi to send out kind of, not an advertisement, but a flyer whereby they are showing different scenarios. They are showing out the tourism and like a 2-minute thing. That way will help us to advertise and show to different groups and the dates. I don't think she did that, but if Mr. Ben, you can do it for us, you can ask some videos here, people talking about different scenarios, we can do that. That'd be great, so we can make something like a flyer, not just a flyer, but a video of 1 minute and can go around to show what Burundi is like and how beautiful Burundi is. I'll appreciate. Maybe my little question was, how much remittance do you send to Burundi in a year? In Kenya, we send about 200 billion Kenya shillings. I don't know how much in Burundians, what they do. Thank you, and may God bless you. And let's meet, those who are going to Burundi, let's meet in Burundi.
Thank you so much, Mr. Alex. Those specifics, we'll get them from the Minister of Foreign Affairs and Industry and Trade, so they might not be having them on their fingertips right now. So that is that's another conversation we'll have. For today, I believe we are good. Then this is a conversation we have started. So let's just have the conversation so that we'll get specific. So let's go now to my brother Jean-Marie Kagabo. Go ahead, please.
Thank you so much. As I talk about technology bridging the gap between the diaspora and the back home communities, I would like also to ask your TV next time try to make a conversation in Swahili, because our community, most of them speak Swahili, and also our East African community, I think Swahili is like a great language to use. My community actually speak Kirundi, French, and Swahili. We have been working with the OVC. I think you already met with Mr. Alex and others in the previous summit. I hope this opportunity for putting together East Africa, African people, and the oral diaspora will be the key, maybe to develop and also to build our unity and come up with something putting Africans together. That's, I would say, thank you so much for this opportunity, and I hope you will give chance again.
Thank you so much. So let's now go directly to Mr. Samuel Ndayiragije.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ben, for hosting us today, and thank you for your questions and your input regarding the East African Diaspora Summit. Thank you, Mr. Alex, and thank you, Mr. Jamari, also for your input and support to make sure the East African Diaspora Summit is happening very soon. But the only thing I want to say and tell everybody listening to us is that the East African Diaspora is a strategic force for advancing regional integration, sustainable development, and innovation, and it must be fully engaged as a partner across all sectors. That's why we're saying, as we're organizing the East Africa Diaspora Summit, we want to make sure everyone is being ready, get ready to register, get ready to participate. And we're having the website next 5 days, East African Diaspora Summit, where everybody is going to follow up and on a daily basis with preparations. What are we doing to make sure this is going to happen? And what we're requesting is every leader, everyone from the East Africa, whoever is a leader, a community leader, an association, investors, or diaspora leaders, please make sure you attend this summit and also try to spread the word. Tell your team, your network, make sure you bring 2 to 5 people. Our expectations is to make sure each country is represented by 25 representatives, diaspora members representatives. Each country, 25. We're expecting to host 200 diaspora leaders, investors in this first summit. And I'll be happy to see you, Mr. Ben, Bujumbura, Alex, Jamari, all of you. Be the best to register. Make sure I see you in Bujumbura. Don't say you not come. If you don't come, you are a loser. Come to Bujumbura and work together and invest. Thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Wonderful deliberation from you guys. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Alex. Thanks you, Jo Marie, Kagabo. And till next time, may God bless you guys. Here we now say
Bye-bye.
goodbye till next
Bye.
time. Bye-bye. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay.